Do not raise funds. You don't need a VC. You don't need an angel. Go build your company. You have to save $100,000 and then go start your company. If you can't save $100,000, you do not have the skills to build a company. Work for somebody else. Develop an expertise. Develop a skill. Develop your own frugality. Live a humble life. Save money. Save $100,000 and then go start your company. It's a mindset. It's the frugality of not going to somebody else and saying, give me money to go live my dream and figure it out on your dime. We're not doing that. We're going to succeed, and I know that I'm going to because this is my money. I saved some money. I'm going to live on some of it, and I'm going to invest 30, 40, 50,000 in my venture, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to get revenue before we run out of the $30,000, without a doubt. Obviously, we have the counter argument of bigger pie, right? Like, we want a bigger pie. So I'd rather have 25% of a $1 billion company rather than 100% of a $100 million company. Of course, more money is better. More impact is better. You'd rather have a $1 billion company, right? But again, the mindset of frugality, the mindset of I'm gonna make it work for myself with my money, and we're gonna find revenue in $30,000. I'm going to spend it carefully. I'm going to spend it on the right things, and we're gonna get product market fit, and we're gonna get some revenue. And then once you have revenue, all right, we're great. Let's make it bigger now. Let's grow the revenue. Yeah, so again, mindset of waste. You must track every cent. When I've spent time with the billionaires in my life, they are the most frugal people I've ever met. We went to dinner at the most expensive restaurant in the city. He parked his car in a lot, and the man was valeting the car, and my host said, park the car under a light. Everything in my life that's valuable is in this car. He learned something in his life that's the way you have to communicate. It's specific. It's careful. I think he was worth more than maybe $3 billion, and what was in the car was maybe a laptop. I guess it's potentially could have been a business plan for the next Google, but regardless, even if it was only a couple $1,000s, right? Like, it was worth more than 10 times the net worth of the valet parking the car. So you have to be so frugal, so careful with every cent. Don't get the laptop stolen. That's a setback. And if it's my personal laptop, that's my attention for the next 2 weeks fixing it. Money is attention. It's resource allocation. Be precise and mindful with your money, and you'll be precise and mindful with your attention. So yeah, back to the MVP. Start tiny and build one feature, and then shop it to customers. Charge your customers. Charge them $1. Get them to pay $1 today for what you have. A single dollar. If it's a bigger ticket sale with a big SaaS and you're selling to enterprise clients, get a purchase. Legitimately, literally, $1 and get that money in your bank. Get them to pay, because they have to run it by compliance. They have to get a requisition, a work order. They have to balance the books. They have to set up their ACH. They have to do a ton of shit to get you paid. But your business is getting paid. All of that's required. And if you can't get it required for $1, you're not going to make a $10,000 sale, period. That's all there is to it. So figure out what it is that they need to pay that dollar, make it happen, answer their questions, execute it completely until your money is spent on an ice cream cone. If you don't have an ice cream cone in your hand, you haven't made the sale. The money is not in your bank. The money is not on the way. The contract signed doesn't matter. None of it matters until you're digesting the ice cream and getting fatter. That's the goal. So yeah, absolutely. Mindset of being frugal, getting revenue within the first $10,000, absolutely. There are so few companies that require something like a breakthrough in biotech or a lengthy drug trial that requires, raising $2 million in venture or from somebody else. It just, the vast majority of companies don't need that. And with the accessibility and the ability for software to just be so fast and so quick and just integrate some couple things and try out a new market, that's what you're doing. And you must sell on day zero. So yeah, what's more credible than Kleiner Perkins on your balance sheet is 1,000 monthly recurring customers. You'd much prefer 1,000 monthly recurring customers than a check from Kleiner Perkins. Absolutely. So yeah, find your mentors and experts by selling your mission and selling your success. Don't pay for the expertise. Don't pay for the mentors with your equity. Don't pay for it. Additionally, you'll see loss of autonomy, right? You might get pushed out of your core competency. You have an expertise. You know what you're doing. The investors say, hey man, I have 40% of the company. These other guys have 20%. We're doing this. This is what we're doing. We're no longer doing that thing that you wanted to do. We're going to go do this. And then you're like, that's not what I do. That's not my core competency. That's not me. And then a couple months later, you'll be employed by someone else, and you'll have your 10% stock certificate in a company that you don't even recognize. Don't do that. Additionally, you have exit pressure, right? So when you bring in an investor, you must give a return on investment in 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, right? And with that exit pressure comes a change to strategic vision. And again, you don't want that, similar with the loss of autonomy. Lastly, you don't want Hooli stealing your middle out compression algorithm. So just some other thoughts. Yeah, I think, let's see what George has to say. So yeah, George had a good thing here. Entrepreneurial discipline. Being frugal instills discipline in your entrepreneurial journey. It encourages careful decision-making, thoughtful spending, and a focus on core business priorities. This discipline fosters a culture of efficiency and responsibility within your organization. So, on point as always, George. Thank you. So that's what I have for you today. Yeah. Let's get out. Let's get it. Let's build a company, and let's enjoy the decline.